Hi, this is on Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to Shifting Perspectives. Are you addicted to makeup sex? Let's go over this. Addiction is an avoidant behavior. It is caused because a person feels trapped, usually anxiety, and they feel a lack of control. So, to exercise control, they turn to something else to give them that feeling of control. Now, in that moment, they are seeking out a particular feeling, control, and control of love, control of shopping, control of money, control of their bodies, control of anything. So what ends up happening is they seek out something to supplement the feeling of a lack of control, to feel in control without them actually resolving the problem, which is taking control. So that's it right there. When you have somebody who's addicted to anything, whether it be alcohol, pornography, makeup sex, any of it, here's the situation. You have a person who is very much not feeling control. So they need to either take control. However, taking control threatens fear. Now you have to confront your fear, which is why you're not taking control, which is why you have anxiety. So instead of taking control, you seek out the feeling of control. You seek out the feeling of control in any method of addiction. And for a brief moment, you feel in control. Now, immediately, because the brain works the way the brain works, it functions to preserve the least amount of energy. Because it functions, because it seeks to preserve the most energy, that brain is going to take the path of least resistance. And in the case of an addict, the path of least resistance is feeling in control rather than taking control. So the immediate reward in the brain for feeling control is instantaneous. And the brain quickly learns, oh, look at that. We have feeling of control. We feel better. And that requires no energy. Let's go do that. Instantly. We are talking highly addictive. 2, 3, maybe shots. And the brain has this wired because it immediately found a source that will give you what you want, even if temporary, and expend the least amount of energy to do so. Boom, you have an addiction. Now, let's take a look at makeup sex. When you have your partner and you get into a fight, you've got that adrenaline, you have all that anger, you have all that angst because you are fighting with your partner. Go ahead and cry. It's okay. It's a really horrible state to experience. Now, there's 2 paths here for you. You can take control by addressing the conflict, or you can feel in control by having makeup sex. The process of taking control when you have a fight with your partner is not a pleasant one, and it's not easy, and it requires knowledge to do. Here's the knowledge. You have a conflict. That's when you have the adrenaline rush. You have the feeling of a loss of vulnerability. Whenever you have a conflict, you lose your vulnerability. It has to be repaired. It has to be repaired. Think of it as a broken bone. When you break a bone and it heals again, the bone is thicker than before. I broke my thumb. So I'm like, see how it is? Yeah, this thumb right here, it's actually a dislocation. But when my thumb dislocated, I have a bulbous here now, where the thumb dislocated. That's not here on this one. As a result, this does not allow me to bend my thumb this way, but this one does. And the reason why is because when it healed, it made it stronger. It made it stronger. And a vulnerability is the same way. When you have a conflict with your partner, it rips apart your vulnerability, and it has to be repaired. But when you repair it, it comes back stronger. But that's not what's happening. What we are supposed to do this. You have the conflict. You're supposed to discuss it. The discussion is, I am afraid, and this made me feel. Those are the discussions you are supposed to have. This made me feel, and this made me sad. Pull that apart. That is what you want to focus on. The other person is supposed to listen and validate. Yeah, I can understand where you would feel that way. That is a valid perspective. Validate them. And then empathize. Yes, these are my feelings. It made me feel this way, and it made me experience this. And that person should also validate. There is then this realization that you both have suffered. I talk about perspective gaps a lot. You're on the same plane with your partner. You have a fight. Your perspectives shift. Suddenly you're over here and you don't understand each other because you have a perspective gap. Unresolved. It happens again. It happens again. It happens again until you're looking at a partner you don't even know. But when you talk and you get on the same plane emotionally, you realize you both are hurt. And now you're back on the same perspective again. When you realize that you both have suffered, that you both share the same hurt, that is when you share sadness. And when you share sadness and when you share pain, it bonds you. You exchange vulnerability. And the vulnerability that was damaged and broken is now healed and repaired stronger. When you discuss it, the pain will open up and it will flow. And then there is connection. You feel closer to your partner, and then things between you are a little bit better before, if not completely better. But that's the road you take when you feel out of control. If you don't, if you skip all of that, if you stop the fight and then just have makeup sex, you are pursuing the feeling of being in control temporarily with makeup sex, which your brain quickly goes, we have a solution, do that instead. Now you have an addiction to makeup sex. And you can't have makeup sex unless you fight, which means you have to fight with your partner to get the makeup sex. So now, are you addicted to fighting with your partner? What you seek is shared vulnerability. And you're not going to get that unless you talk. Yeah. I have a lot to say about addiction. If you want more shit like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you can't get enough shit like this, subscribe to my newsletter, my amphitheater down below, and take a look at becoming a member where we'll start you with your design journey plan, and then through the design journey plan, you can determine if you are hitting all the healing points that you need to be hitting in your optimum mental wealth. Make sure you are healing, all of you. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.